Today we're going to talk about strumming and all the different ways to get the best sounds that you can out of your strums. You know, pretty much up to now we've just been doing simple chords and some eighth note strumming. Now we're going to get a little bit more complex with it, but it's also going to start making a little bit more music. Here's what I want to cover. We're going to learn proper strumming technique. I'm going to give you several simple strumming patterns, strumming with eighth notes and ties. This is getting beyond just the techniques of strumming and starting to get a feel for it inside of you. This is what I wanted to get to in this session. Last thing is intervals. You know, in the How Music Works section, we're going to cover intervals. Intervals that are in the major scale and intervals that are not in the major scale, and mess around with those intervals a bit. Finally, we're going to learn some songs and put all the things that we've learned together to make some great music. All right, to get us started, let's talk about strumming. Now, up to this point, you have pretty much played one chord or one strum for each beat, or sometimes we'll just give a whole note in each measure that a chord is in. Well, now we're going to go a little bit further than that. Now we're going to talk about strumming. Well, what is strumming? Well, strumming is playing a rhythm while playing the chord. So instead of just playing a G, let's say I was playing a G, I'm going to add a little bit more rhythm to it. Now, by the time we get to the end of this session, you'll be able to do that rhythm because it is one of our simple patterns that we're going to learn today. So just adding some simple strumming to your chord playing helps you to start making music, and that's what this course is all about. So let's first start talking about technique. In our right hand, there's not much that needs to happen, but here are a couple key things you need to keep in mind. Have a good, strong, firm grip on our pick. Now, when you're strumming, you don't want that pick to be too loose, or you're going to kind of get a strumming sound that has a lot of pick noise in it. If I hold it too loose, I just get a lot of pick noise, a lot of flopping around of the sound of that pick. You need to hold it a little bit firmer than that. Next thing, keep your wrist loose. A lot of times folks will think, as we're getting through these exercises, that as we speed up, the tendency is to really tense up your hand, where you want to bring this wrist in and tense this whole forearm as I'm playing. So I start out good, but then as I play more and more, the motion is more like, if you want to think of it, the motion is more like you're flicking something off of your hand. Imagine if you had water or something on your hand and you're trying to flick that off of your hand. That's the motion when we're strumming. So I put my pick, and I'm holding my pick, but I'm still doing this flicking motion. Your wrist is loose. Still have to hold your pick, but your wrist is loose as you're doing that. Next thing, we want to make sure and keep a down and up arm motion. So let's talk about what your arm is doing. Your arm is like the piston in an engine. It's always going to be going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, in some of these examples, I'll be telling you different combinations. Whatever combination I tell you, it's always going to fit into the pattern of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm never going to tell you to do it up when you're in the cycle to do it down, or vice versa. Now, that may seem like you really have to think about all this as you get into it, but as you get into it and speed it up a little bit, you'll realize there's really no other way to do it than being consistent with the downs and ups. So your hand, let's say if I was playing a G, your hand is always going, or let me just do quarter notes. So if I'm giving you 3 or 4 quarter notes to play, 4 quarter notes, let's say on a G, down, 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 you'll notice there's still a silent up in what you're doing. Notice what your hand is doing. Even though I'm just doing downbeats, there's a silent up that my hand is doing. Okay, now we're going to start talking about making those ups into strums. And you're getting a little bit more complex with it. So, you ready for the secret of great strumming? Here's the secret right here. I'll say it probably a dozen times during the course of this session. The secret to great strumming is to keep your hand going. The temptation would be to make it stop, and that's going to make you sound choppy and uneven, and it's not going to work. If I don't keep my hand going through that process, it ends up sounding like this. gets all mixed up. Keep your hand going. Okay, so if I pick a rhythm, let's say, okay, I could play that rhythm using all downstrokes. But it sounds choppy and it sounds uneven, and I kind of lose some of the groove when I play it like that. I've got to go and use down and ups. Down, down, up, down. So keep that hand going. Keep that hand going. I could play the rhythm several different ways, but you've got to do it with your hands going down and up, or it's going to sound choppy. All right, let's get into our first exercises. Take a look at some of the simple strumming patterns I've given you. We're going to start with very basic, and then we're going to get a little bit more complicated patterns, and that's going to start being a little bit more musical. So look at example number 1 with your strumming with eighth notes exercises. Just on a C chord, so I'm only hitting from the 5th string down. Let's talk, before we start into this, let me talk about the arc of as you're playing. As I'm strumming, let me see if I can get here where you can see me. I'm playing, I hit the 5th string, I'm coming down, I hit that 5th string, I come back, and I do a little bit of an upward motion, and I hit the last 3 strings. So I'm accurate coming down, remember, just like before, some of them coming up. This is all relaxed. I'm always going down and up, down and up. My hand is loose, my wrist is loose, I've got a firm grip on my pick. All right, with all of that in mind, let's go on to strumming with eighth notes. Number 1 starts on a C chord. Ready, go, down, 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 down. Here come the eighth notes, here, down, up, 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 down, up. We're going to play it one more time. Let's slow it down even a little bit more. I want to make sure you get this. You play it with me. It starts on that C, quarter notes. Ready, go. Now think about what you're doing. Strum, down, down, up, down. Another measure of those quarter notes. Now eighth notes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Another measure. Keep that hand going. Down, up, down, up. That's how this will work. You don't have to feel it, and you don't have to just think about it mechanically at this initial stage. Your hands are always going down, up, down, up. You got to keep it solid. Look at that next one, eighth note exercise number 2, strumming with eighth notes, going between a C and a G chord. Now, take a look at this one. 1, 2, we'll keep doing it slow. Ready, and ready, go. C, C. Now a G chord. Back to C. See how no matter what the rhythm is, my hand is always going in this cycle of down and up, down, up, down, up. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Now in this one I threw in some bar chords in here for you to just give you a little bit of practice on playing these bar chords as you're going through it. So take a look at number 3. I've increased the rhythm a little bit more, got a little bit more complex, and we're going to be using some bar chords. So I start out with an F, let's just review. Then let's jump up here to a B flat. I do a G minor 7th, maybe a C sus right there, and then an F. Here we go. Number 3, 1, 2, and F, go. B flat. Just continue that same rhythm. G minor 7th, C sus, two, three, 4. Good job. Now, you'll notice that I used different bar chords. Generally, it's easiest to play bar chords around from about the 8th fret down. So like in that example, I have that C sus at the very next to last measure. Now I have a choice of where I can play that C sus. I can play it here, or I can play it way up here at the 8th fret. Right? We've learned two different forms. Generally, things are more comfortable when I play things in the general vicinity of the other chords. So I'm always swapping these forms out. Now, go through it a little bit faster. 1, 2, and number 3, go. 4. Now, we've done strumming with 8th notes, keeping track of our downs and our ups. Now we're going to throw in a few ties, and this is going to make it a little bit more musically interesting to listen to. So let's start with the strumming pattern. This is strumming with 8th notes and ties. Look at that first measure. Let's get that pattern down first. This is on a G, and look at those rhythms. Don't get too lost in the downs and ups. Let me just explain it to you, or show it to you. It goes down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down. On a G chord, that would be, with my hand going, down, down, up, down. Let me slow it way down. Slow it way down. Down, down, up, down. Here we go. Down, down, up, down. Even slower. Down, down, up, down, down. Do it again. Down, up, down. Think it out. Down, down, up, down. Again. Down, down, up, down. A little bit faster. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. See how that works? Okay, now let's do the musical example. That's number 1. Starts on a G chord, down, down, up, and play. And it does that rhythm again. C chord, down, up, down. Repeat it back, G. Now let's look at the second strumming pattern. Look at that first measure of this pattern. Now we're on a C7. Good old open C7. Look at that rhythm. Down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down. You play it with me. Ready, play, go. Down, up, down, up, down. Now let's play through the whole pattern. Starts on that C7th, down, up, and play. Repeat it. 2, 3, 4. Good job, good job. Now, you want to make sure that your wrist is loose as we're playing through this. If you get too stressed out about it, you're going to end up sounding real choppy. Okay? Take a look at the next one. Look at the first measure of exercise 3. Starts on that A flat, so we're at an A flat bar chord. Thought I'd give you some practice in that. Look at that rhythm. Down, up, 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 down. Down, up, 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 down. You play it with me on an A flat, 2, ready, go. Down, up, down, down, up. Let's slow it down, down, up, down, up. Now let's play the whole exercise. Number 3 there, 2, oh, let's look at those bar chords. We're gonna do A flat here, F minor 7th. Maybe we could do a B flat minor 7th right here. Then I've got to jump somewhere, so I might as well do an E flat sus up here in the A flat. Here we go. Number 3, 1 and 2 and play. Up, up. Do it again, do it again. 4. Great job. Now, the main thing you want to keep in mind as you're doing this strumming is you want to make sure you keep your hand going. That's the most important thing in this whole session. Make sure your wrist is loose, and as you speed things up, don't tense up. Remember, as we speed up, we need to relax that wrist even more. Now, those are a couple of patterns. Now, ideally, I don't want you to be thinking down, down, up, down as you're trying to play a song. All of this is going to eventually get where it's unconscious for you, where it's on the back burner. I want you to get used to the flow of it. So once you get the mechanics of it down, the downs and the ups, try to not look at the music and do the same strumming pattern. And that's some of the strumming motion, okay? So if I was doing it maybe on a G, if I did that first rhythm, down, down, up, down, practice it. Don't look at the music. Once you get the motion, don't look at the music. Try and speed it up. Strumming is a flow, and what I'm trying to get you to do is to learn the flow of it. Okay? So that's a little bit about strumming. The rest is up to you to perfect it and to get it down strong and smooth. Now it takes a little bit of time, so don't get discouraged. It takes a little bit of time and effort. The main thing, relax. Keep your hand going. Those are the two main things you need to remember with all the strumming.